Hey everybody, we have made it to, this is our last full week of the semester. So after this, next Monday and Tuesday, we've just got the final and that's it. So let's look, we've got some really important stuff, a lot of points that you should be able to really help your grade out this semester, all right, that are all coming in this week. So number one, if you have missed an exam earlier in the semester, then Monday and Tuesday, that's December 7th and 8th, that's going to be our makeup exam, all right? That covers the first three exams worth of materials. So that was chapters 1 through 5, that was the intro and tissues, and then like all that background information on chemistry and cells and stuff. That was exam 1. Exam 2 was skin and skeletal system. Exam 3, our last one, was muscles and joints. All of that is going to be on the makeup exam. I know that sounds terrible. Now, if you contacted me when you missed an exam, I went through all this information with you then, but just in case anyone's not aware of this, it's going to be on all of that material. That's a lot, but I've given this test so many times in the past, and students always make about the same on this as they do on their other lecture exams. So this is not necessarily harder. It definitely is more to prepare for, though. So just make sure you're ready for that before you take the test, all right? Just quick heads up, when you take the makeup exam, I had to put it in Blackboard as worth 0 points, because if not, it would count like an extra test and it would mess up everybody's average. So what that means is when you take the makeup, it's going to say you got a 0. No matter how you actually did, it's going to say you scored a 0. Don't panic. What I'll have to do is go back and review your test, and as long as everything's okay and there's no issues, I'll manually grade your test, and then I'll put the grade in probably sometime Wednesday, all right? So don't panic when you see a 0. Just give me a little while, and then I'll have that, and then it'll update your average, okay? So that's, again, just if you've missed an exam. If you've taken every exam so far, then you're good. You don't have to worry about that, all right? Now, for everybody, though, your lab kit assignments are going to be due Sunday, December 13th. So if you'll notice, we finished up the lecture last week, or we should have. Hopefully, if you've been staying on schedule, then we covered chapters 10 and 11. That was like before Thanksgiving break. So that was nervous system, cells, and like the way different parts of your brain and different parts of your central nervous system and peripheral nervous system and all that. And then last week, chapter 12, that was just on the senses. So if you have watched those already and you're up to date, you don't have any lectures to do this week. Take this week to study, prepare, go back over your notes, rewatch the lectures if you want to do that, but just this is your get ready for the final week, all right? The only other thing you have, and these are big, is that you've got your last 2 lab kit assignments, and remember, I've also made a bonus lab. So there are, if you do the bonus, 3 lab kit assignments that you can turn in by this week is the due date, all right? Lab kit assignments 3 and 4, those lab 3 is on mammalian brain dissection. So you've got a sheep brain that you're going to dissect. You'll have to take a picture and identify different structures. And then lab 4 is on eyeball dissection. Excuse me. So same thing. You'll do an eyeball dissection, take pictures, label the different structures, answer the review quiz questions on there. Those are both 4 credits. So that means like if you don't turn them in, you're getting a 0 out of 25 on each of those assignments. All right. You also have a bonus lab, though. So this one was on organic chemistry. This is stuff that we looked at way back in chapters 2 is the one that we would have looked at that on. All right. So it was a lot of work, so I didn't make it required when we turned in our last batch of labs. But if you want to, number 1, just to learn, but number 2, if you think you might need some points at the end of the semester, you can turn in that lab. It's going to say bonus lab assignment for up to 25 bonus points. I'm going to grade it, but if you get all the points, you can get 25 bonus points. That can make a difference at the end of the semester. So I would recommend that you do that. If you've got any questions about your grade, you don't want to take the final on Tuesday and wish that you had done that assignment. All right. So those are both due Sunday, December 13th. Other than that, just a reminder about our last assignments that are going to be next week. Your final exam, and it's just a regular test, 100 points, just like any of the other regular tests, is going to be on chapters 10, 11, and 12. So that's all the nervous system chapters that we've done. So that's going to be open Monday and Tuesday. That's December 14th and 15th. Make sure that you set aside time to do that. Just a couple notes. It's mostly multiple choice, just like all of our tests so far. There will be a little bit of matching. We mentioned the cranial nerves back in chapter 11. There will be a matching section with the cranial nerves. And then also in chapter 12, hopefully you have watched this. In chapter 12, I bring up the fact that you're going to need to know the diagrams or the models for the eye and the ear. So if you've watched that video, you're familiar with that. I even made an extra folder in that chapter that has a brain worksheet and, sorry, it's not a brain, a eye worksheet and an ear worksheet. And then I've got a video that tells you how to label those. All right. So that will be on the test too. If you did not watch those, and listen, I know I can kind of look at the views and realize that not every student is watching every single lecture video. I get that if you've just been looking at the PowerPoint. You really want to watch the lecture videos for chapter 12 because it's going to walk you through how to print off that worksheet, how to make sure you can identify all those structures. Because I'm telling you, on the test, you will have a couple questions where it'll be a big diagram of an eyeball, and you're going to have to match the structures with their names. Same thing, you'll have a big diagram of an ear, and you'll have to match the structures with their names there too. All right. Only other thing that's a little bit different for this one is I know last week I assigned the nervous system lab videos. So you've got some lab videos back, just like when we looked at the muscle videos and the skull videos and the bone videos. I made a different folder for the nervous system. Now, we are not going to have a lab test. I'm not going to make a whole test just for the nervous system. But in this final, I'm going to have just a handful, maybe 5 or so questions where it's going to be just like the lab test. You'll see a model of the nervous system. It's going to ask you to type in the name of that structure. So those will be bonus points. You can get up to 5 bonus points for answering those questions on that test. All right? Okay? So just if you got any questions about the final, let me know this week so I can make sure that you understand what you need to know going into this. And then also, I opened up a end of semester survey this week. It is going to be due December 15th, so that Tuesday. That's worth 5 bonus points also, so make sure you take advantage of that, okay? Just a heads up, Tuesday, December 15th, that is the last day of this class. After that, I'm going to have to be working on final grades. So any lab assignments, anything that is due, you have to have it in by Tuesday because at that point I'm closing the grade book and I'm going to start calculating final grades. All right. If you have any questions on anything, let me know and I'll be glad to help. Thank you.